Hey guys, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to break down Eurusd, the trade that I took this morning, actually sent it on a group, and hopefully there's some other people that took it because I haven't gotten feedback on yet on who took the trade. But yeah, so I'm going to go through this trade. I'm going to show you guys the typical pattern that I use on a daily basis, and yeah, I'm going to show you how you can also use it in the next trades because I use this almost every day and it always plays out accordingly than it doesn't, right? So I'm going to go through the setup first of all, the setup that I took, the setup that I sent, right? So early in the morning, I think around 8 a.m., I sent the setup. This was the setup. I was like, guys, I'm expecting price, right, to fill up this imbalance, right, and fill up this imbalance and shoot to the upside. So as you can see, I didn't build so much confluence on this setup that I sent to you guys. The reason being because I sent that to the premium group. So I'm going to show you guys how I looked at it, right, how I looked at this trade. So this is the breakdown, right? This is the breakdown that I had. First of all, I highlighted the points of liquidity that I'm interested in, this high, and this high, right? And then from here, price opened, obviously, right? Price opened from here, somewhere here, price opened, right? Price opened from here, and then we saw price consolidate during the Asian session, right? Consolidated during the Asian session, and then price grab liquidity down here, manipulating. So this is the setup right here, right? So I usually wait for price to accumulate, right? Accumulate, consolidate at this point, and then right, I see price accumulating, right, and then price manipulating, and then price pushes to the upside, breaking structure, and then I look for an OTE pattern, and then the push to the upside. So this is the typical pattern right here that I put together, where I see price obviously inducing liquidity, buying sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity, right? And then price grabs the liquidity down here, pushes to the upside, breaking structure, goes for an OT to fill up any imbalances that have been left, and then shoot to the upside, right? So this is a typical daily pattern that I usually trade in the London session, right? So if you can go on the charts, and on the previous setups that I've sent on the group, you see a lot of these charts, so a lot of these patterns. I mean, so we had this trade come up here, right? Price came, fill up this imbalance, didn't fill it up all the way, it went up here, right? After that, we saw a massive push to the downside. So here we're in profits, on Eurusd, also on Nasdaq, and then price eventually came back again, fill up the imbalance completely. So this was some form of inducement, right? And I was still holding my shares at this point because I was so confident, and we only moved to like 1% into my profits. So I was like, we can still go further, right? So price eventually came up here, fill up the imbalance, came back, played around this level, and now it just shoots to the upside, right? So it just shoots to the upside from the setup. As you can see, just continue with the trend. Yeah, so guys, this is basically my trade setup. So if I can write down my checklist, right? My checklist obviously is always liquidity levels, right? I look for liquidity levels, and then I also look for shift in structure, right? And then from shift in structure, I also look at manipulation, right? I look at manipulation, right? Manipulation, and then IMB, which is imbalance, and then the OTE setup. So basically, this is my quick checklist of what I look for, right? Liquidity on the upside here, price, the reason. So basically, I have to have a reason why price needs to go up, right? So me coming up with the reason is price needs to go up for and grab liquidity and fill up the imbalance up here, and then before it does that, it manipulates, right? Take out all the buy stops here, right? Take them up to stop loss, and then trigger also sell stops up here. People that think the market is going to push to the downside, right? They start to sell at this point, and then price just comes and grabs the liquidity upwards and push up here. So yeah, guys, this is my daily setup on Eurusd. Though also trading Nasdaq has been playing around a lot, and yeah, it's coming inside, like it tapped into our profit area and then just starts going against us. All right, so with Nasdaq, I think I'm going to take a break for now. I'm going to wait for price to develop a bit more during New York, but I did enter the lower time frame trades up here, right? So once I entered here, price started to consolidate, come into here, broke the structure, right? After breaking structure here, it went up here, grabbed the liquidity down here. After grabbing the liquidity down here, I was like, this is my typical formation setup, which is this right here, right? We've got consolidation, and then price comes and grabs the liquidity, I'm expecting some form of shift and then OTE. So this is the setup I've been waiting for right here, right? So as you can see, price grabs the liquidity here, it doesn't break fully, and then I'm expecting it to go down to this level, probably get to unblock, right? A block, which is this zone right here. So this is zone, this is quite a good zone, and then price to shoot to the downside. So that was my expectations, but we haven't broken structure to the downside, so there's no any indication of shift in structure. So in this case, I just have to wait for price to develop a bit more and see where it takes us during New York. But overall for the day, I think I'm okay. All right, we've done good, even if we've been done like the usual, what we usually do, like how we usually do, like yesterday when we queued Nasdaq in the Asian session and the London session, right? So let me just go through the trades that we took from yesterday. Yeah, so I'm gonna break down the few trades, yesterday's trades that I took during Asia and London, right? So early in the morning at 12 when the market opened, right, we had this massive gap to the upside that was formed. I was like, price obviously needs to fill up this to balance today's daily range, which was yesterday's daily range. And yeah, after that, woke up in the morning around 6, we had price fill up this imbalance, the gap that was formed, and we were like 3k in profits, which was amazing, right? Price came to this block right here, and from here I was now looking at continuation to the upside. And yeah, and then I look at my typical setup. As you can see here, with manipulation, price displaces to the upside, shifting structure, and then looking for an OTE, which played out amazingly, and just price swings to the upside, right? After filling up this imbalance, obviously just swings to the upside. And then for the day, it actually went all the way upward, right? So this was a good trade. As you can see here, stop trade, changing character, liquidity targets that I was targeting, and then yeah, and then just price shifts to the upside. So that's my typical pattern for the day, usually during the London session that I look for, right? You can try to backtest it, and look at my the posts that I've sent, try to compare them, how I do it and that stuff, and see how it works for you. Yeah, and then also guys, I want to show you the services that are published today. I dropped the link on all the services that I'm offering, right? So putting together, this is everything that we're offering as LMG, with the mentorship program, the 1-week bootcamp, the Nasdaq strategy, and the SMC advanced, right? So with the advanced course, obviously it's an upgrade from the free course that I put together. So for those people that have watched the free course, make sure you do watch the free course, which is a composition of all these topics in the free SMC ebook that I published, right? So in this ebook, I put the basics in terms of technical basics that we look for, which is market structure, supply and demand, market cycle, break of structure, order blocks, and the likes. I cover these topics in the free course so that I can help you with your basic and foundation of technicals, right? So make sure you do watch the free course. And also, I'm not getting any student, right, for any of these courses if they don't get the free course. So make sure you do get the free course. So yeah, so the advanced course, it's an advancement from the free course, and then the Nasdaq is an advancement from both the courses, right? So if you're gonna get the Nasdaq course, it comes together with the free course, because it doesn't make sense learning the Nasdaq stuff because it's a bit more informative compared to the advanced course, because it's specifically on the Nasdaq, right? And most of you have noticed that I trade Nasdaq almost on a daily basis because it's my main pair. And then I've got the 1-week bootcamp that will be taking place twice every month, right? Where I'll be doing intensive learning for the week. And currently it's not open, so by the time you guys will be checking out this link, it's not going to be available. And then we got the lifetime mentorship. As the name it tells, it's a lifetime mentorship. And if you want access to this, you have to fill up the mentorship application form. The reason why I set the mentorship application form, because I want to understand my students and how I should help them best, because it goes in detail for you to give me a background of how much you know and what kind of problems you're facing, so that way I can assist you accordingly. And yeah, so make sure you do fill up the application form if you're gonna take the mentorship program, right? Yeah guys, so this is about it. If you're interested, make sure to check out the link in the bio, and yeah, and don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like the video, and see you in the next video.